You can go live if you want now. You can go live if you want now. It is a nice one. It's kind of relaxing, isn't it? she'll either go full length and go up right opposite our position here, or she'll intersect. Okay, that's interesting. There won't be any audio because this should be picking up the audio. Seven taxiing down to it. Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. That's a great shame we missed that. A great shame we missed that. She'll make a right turn. I'd imagine China going over the top, probably. Oh, that's a great shame we missed the cafe. 10 minutes. That's all it took, but we will most definitely. She's going a long way, all the way out over Windsor before she makes her turn. We got. I've got a queue of triples coming down here by the looks of it. Indeed. Okay, shall we just see? Oh, there's that mic issue again, isn't it? There's that mic problem again. Ah, okay. No, not the mic, but the mic as in the mic fluff. How's that got in the shot again when I made an adjustment? Okay, I'm gonna have to. Qatar. Oh, we got an inbound. Everything's going on now. I'm going to have to do we're just going to have to shoot this as it is at the moment with that little bit of fluff in the shot because I've got two 777s. I've got two 777s and I've got a Qatar 777 and I've got Is this BA? Okay, perfect. We've got Alitalia inbound, folks. As well as what we're here for, actually, is Air Mauritius A350. And the big mystery behind just what it is with Air Mauritius. Story to follow. Live with it for the time being. Yeah. Gonna have to get going pretty quick because we've got another 777 behind him. Is this Saudi? Is this Saudi by any chance? Oh, this is the Alitalia triple, is it? Wow. Look at this, folks. This is rare. We've been used to seeing their 330 in town for the last couple of weeks. In fact, longer than that. But now they're stepped up to the triple. Now there's a possibility he's definitely going to taxi up towards us. It's interesting that Dreamliner. Who's Dreamliner? Is that one of BA's or is that the workhorses of the BA fleet? 777-200. off on a PPE mission, as most of these BA flights are on PPE missions, folks. Getting some amazing stories of extensive hours, and oh, this is the 350. Is this this isn't the Mauritius, is it? Thai 350, folks. Here we go. Look at this beautiful bird. Another airline that's filed for bankruptcy or insolvency or whatever it might be, but in trouble, whichever way you look at it. Speed that this guy's taxiing. Big shout out to the folks here at the Renaissance Hotel, London Heathrow. A lot of you are aware of the position I'm at, and wishing all the best to the great staff and personnel who work here at the hotel. Wishing them all the best. Obviously, a number of their staff being furloughed, as is the case with so many airport hotels or hotels. Who's that? Who's that? Is it? Oh. Wow. Wow. Got a lot coming in then. Capital Airlines 330 from Wuhan inbound, folks. So hearing reports today of Thai Airways not in good financial position right now. That's official news as well, not rumoured, but one would hope that it is. I think it's a rescue mission that they're on in terms of rescuing the airline. Perhaps an opportunity to write off any debt and then just come back again, I'm not sure. With new owners, who knows? But whichever way you look at it, so many airlines reporting financial struggles. And we don't want to see that. We don't want to see it with any of these carriers. Be there our own airlines, our own carriers like Virgin and British Airways. But we want to see these carriers continue to fly the skies. Hoi hoi! See Qantas over there, folks, which is good to see. Good to see them in town. But it is eerily quiet here. Last time we were here, managed to catch ourselves some big fish, and of course the last time we were here we would have seen jumbo jets. Just about see Negus off there in the distance. Good to see that she's still here along with all the other 747s that are parked up. Quite what their future holds, we don't know at this stage. But even so, we'll be here to document it. Hearing rumours that there could be a 747 flying as early as June, middle of June, here at London Heathrow with British Airways. Quite how true that is, I don't know, but wouldn't that be great to see and witness? And of course, we will be here to cover as much of this as we can. The revival, hopefully, of air travel in the UK. Good to hear that Manchester have adopted a glove and mask strategy in the airport now. You go in that airport, you've got to wear gloves and mask. And I believe the airline's adopting it as well. Let's go tighten this up again. There we go, let's try it that way. Is it? You're kidding. You good? You good? Okay, my two. Hey folks, how you doing? Right, okay. Little bit of a problem with the mic there, but once I zoom in, we seem to get rid of it. How you all doing? Hope you're well. We are live from London Heathrow. It is just coming up to 7 o'clock, about 10 to 7 in the evening. Why are we here? Well, obviously to take the opportunity to bring you some live aviation from London Heathrow, just to show you that the things are still active here at Heathrow. Now we are primarily here to witness the arrival of Air Mauritius A350. Now, as so many of you will know, there was a deal struck between Air Mauritius and South African Airways with their A350 fleet. South African Airways taking, I think, at least 2 of their A350s and having them marked up as well. Quite what's happened to South African Airways now, we have no idea. We're used to seeing them here early in the morning and then going out late at night, but we've had no South African Airways here for quite some time now. But we are here just to see this Air Mauritius A350 purely because it's a rare sight more than anything else. So we're going to catch that along with anything else that we've got coming in. We now have more aircraft inbound, not so much going out at this stage, which is a bit of a shame, and we just missed the Cathay Pacific A350, which Ian, one of our friends who's a member on Big Jet TV and a pilot with Cathay Pacific, just missed. Saw the pilot wearing his high vis. But anyway, here we go with a Dreamliner. Looks like Virgin Atlantic. Hey, look at this! Coming up the runway, up the taxiway. Now this is interesting. Is this their ATR 42? Listen to this. Listen to this. Yes. Now this is these guys have been here since the outbreak of the coronavirus, stationing themselves just down by Terminal 5. And this aircraft, or one like it, has been wow, is this sure little Loganair ATR, I think he's going out there. This is seriously so being converted into a airborne air ambulance, basically, with Loganair. Read about it a few weeks back, maybe even longer than that. Lost track of time, literally, during this COVID-19 crisis. Just quite how long we've been active for. Let's listen to this one spool up. Shame about the That is most definitely a STOL aircraft. Short takeoff and landing. If I can get to just stand by GP, I'm just going to jump down and get a few.
Blah blah blah, yeah?
What's that, sorry?
Once it's landed, you finish with him. I will make hi blah 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 subscriber or something similar.
Okay. Let's just have a look here. Just read a few comments out. United One A350 1000 coming in from Tel Aviv. Is that the that's the BA, I believe. United One, thank you for that. Sandy Humby, Cyberflyer One, Donald Palmer, Steve's H, Haggis Fox, good day to you. AJL15N, no horses today. Vianney Leckning is in the house, good day to you. Emmy Roulard, Michael K, Daniel Hill, Judy Chaston, George Adams, Christopher Hodgkinson there. It really is no need, but thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Just giving only a small token of my appreciation to all the hard work Jerry and Ginny did and still does. Thank you very much indeed. Super chat coming from our good friend Chris Hodgkinson, along with all the other guys. Dan Eyre is in the house, Mike Evans. What's that? Feedback from Good to graphics. Good day to you. Good to see so many people in the house. Kathy Collis, Andrew Foster, Hilary Todd, Daniel Hill, Stevie Luskin, Dean Willis, Jamie Reese, Matthew Watts, Alaska Airlines 17, Emmy Roulard, Donald Palmer, Joe Cameron, Travelling Mark, Paul Skilling, Matthew Watts, Victor Tilson, Tony Hall, Kathy Collis, Karen Corcoran is in the house, Liam Gellett, Sam Beck, Sue Pitchford, Jazzy John 30, how are you doing Jazzy John, Dane Grayson, all you folks joining us today, Ian Wilson, great to see you here, great to know that you're well as well, and that we're all getting through this together. Shelley Jackson, Harry, Michael K. Now folks, we've got some interesting stuff coming up in the next few weeks, or certainly in the next few days, that's for sure. So we're hoping to bring you some more exclusive stuff. Brandon Baker, good day to you. Gary Webb, Harry, and all you folks watching on Facebook and YouTube. Sandy Humby, Mark Cunnington, B. Cal Pam is in the house. Good to see so many names that I haven't seen for a little while popping up and appearing on Big Jet TV. So this BA A350 1000 coming into Heathrow. Mark Taylor, thank you for the information going. That IOM, that ATR headed to Isle of Man, basically. Honour to catch our good friend Scott Bateman piloting his A350 on the Sunday show. Same, wasn't that where Scott came from the other day? Yeah. Okay, so a lot of operations to Tel Aviv at the moment. I'm guessing that's PPE, more than likely PPE. Maybe some repatriation, not 100% sure, but most certainly PPE. I'm gonna get a post up that I read from a BA pilot earlier on today. Jilly actually brought it to my attention. Hold on, just getting that, mate.
Yeah, of course, finish it.
Keep the wheels running, keep the engines warm. You never know when you're going to need them. the top? What we got over the top? 737-900. What? Over the top? Over the top? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Just tell me if you're getting that. Just tell me if you're getting this in focus, because I'm struggling with the. Oh, yeah, there it is. Looks up. Yeah, from the west, yeah. Wow, DHL 330, Brussels from Cincinnati. We've got a 737-9. I've got a member here, folks. All right, mate? No! Rather excited to be on the show. I'll give you a sticker, mate, if you hang around. Yeah?
Thank you.
Wow, you can really see that is DHL for sure. The unmistakable, and I can hear her as well. We'll get another shot of her in a minute, but this looks like the unmistakable shape of an A330, am I right? China? Oh, this is the Capital Airlines from Wuhan. Okay, here we go. So, did you say 50 crew? Cruise ship staff. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. So, this flight that we've got coming in, folks, it just goes to show the eclectic mix of what these flights are doing. This particular one, this Air Mauritius, coming to pick up cruise ship staff. Yeah, she's gone now, so unable to see her. Got another one on there. On the literally crossing its path almost. That looks military. Looks grey. That looks grey. That looks like that possibly is the C-17 that you're talking about. Wow. Yeah. So 737-9, there she is there. Look, just caught her. Easy up, hey up. Is it Yorkshire Airlines? Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that, should I? Oh, hello. Okay, so the Capital 330 is going to come straight past our position here. Welcome, folks. If you're just joining us and you're wondering what we're here for, we're here obviously to bring you some live aviation from London Heathrow, but also to document this this flight that's coming in with Air Mauritius, their A350. Now, it may not even be operating under Air Mauritius. Mauritius. Who knows? We just don't know yet. Has it got an Air Mauritius? Say it, Dad. It is Air Mauritius call sign, right? Wow, look how rare this is. The likes of Paul Hodgie and all the true blue plane spotters will love to see this. So it's a 900 with the scimitar winglet, folks. As you can see there, the split scimitar winglet. But with the earlier variant of split scimitar winglet. Of course, the only difference, more or less, between that and a Max is the engine. That's all it is. So, who's this? Aer Lingus 321 Neo, and it's the long range variant, I believe. Great looking livery, I like that. I've got to be honest with you, I do like that. Ukrainian, is it? Nice. Good to see. Is that one? What's that? Japan Airlines Dreamliner coming. Yeah. What's the fix on the Mauritius? Okay, I've got her on visual. So it looks like she's going to turn and burn this 737. CFM 56. So, South African correspondent giving us some interesting news there, Neil Schwartz, about final repatriation flights for British people in South Africa. Interesting. Look how many trucks there are for what would I imagine be PPE on board that that flight from Wuhan. Look at all the trucks, man. So this is it. I think this is it, isn't it? So Air Mauritius A350 to pick up cruise ship personnel, and then off to Charles de Gaulle to do the same thing. 50 here and 90 in Paris. Japan Airlines Dreamliner, here we go. Cargo jet, did you say? Oh, there she is, look. This time we get an unobscured view of her. Heading what looks like to be towards Terminal 4. Not going to come past our position, unfortunately. But we do have rather splendidly this cargo jet 767. Seeing that quite a lot now in London Heathrow. Being utilised for, no doubt, PPE shipments, I'd imagine. Canadian carrier, pure freighter. Wow, that's a fast taxi. Hesitant there. Just love that livery. That pinstripe. Great livery, great name, everything works on that. So you can see the systems that they use here, folks. The scissor jack is already the truck is already a scissor jack type, primarily used in catering. For the use of catering. However, I think that this aircraft has either got food on it, which don't laugh at me when I say that, because I have heard that apparently some food. Oh, look at that air Mauritius. Some food emergency food flights have gone out from the UK to the UAE, believe it or not. Not 100% sure on exactly what it was, but apparently I won't name the source, because source, forgive the pun, but the source of the information, should I say, but very interesting to see that the type of, you know, the variety of freight that's coming in. Obviously we have, you know, significant amount of e-commerce freight coming into the UK, continuing to come into the UK, because of probably even more so now with the lockdown having been as it was, people being stuck at home, ordering more online basically. So interesting to see the upturn in e-commerce demand for freight here in the UK, coming from all over the world basically, predominantly with DHL, UPS, FedEx, and those e-commerce, heavy e-commerce carriers, but also of course a lot of these aircraft, like that Capital 330, being utilized for PPE. So whether they're pulling anything out of the belly, I don't know. I don't see anything at the moment, unless it's coming out of the other side. I think it might be, actually. Let me just see if I can get a shot in there. Yeah, they have got that. There you can just about see the boxes coming out of the belly there. So they're loose boxes, not ULDs, not loading devices as we're used to seeing, but obviously utilising that type of offload would signify that they are loose boxes of PPE. And then of course you've got inside the cabin, as well as that, you've got PPE that's strapped into the seats, and it's a very, very specific type of operation as well, because, you know, in order to pass regulations, these they have to be strapped in a certain way. Much like the cargo netting having to withstand a certain amount of G-forces in the instance of a sudden stop. If the aircraft were to come to a sudden stop, you can see the shadow there, but not quite seeing what is being offloaded there. But I'd imagine that it is probably individual boxes that have to be unstrapped, and I wonder how quickly they're going to turn that Air Mauritius 350 round. Won't be that long, I wouldn't have thought, you know. There's only, what is it? Did you say 50 or 90 passengers or something like that, Gilly? Yeah, 90 passengers. You get 90 passengers on an aircraft very, very quickly, especially if they're literally sitting there waiting to board. Very small amount of fuel. Looks like oh, this is that one, isn't it? We finally caught it. Israel Air 320, there we go. Big question is, do we hang tight for the Air Mauritius, or got anything inbound, GP? Just looking to see just looking at the shadows to see whether they're loading or offloading. Oh yeah, they're definitely offloading. You can see there. So this is obviously a mixture of gowns, face masks, gloves, and general PPE. Okay, inbound. Of course, this will all be then shipped off to a distribution centre, and then be broken down to into its individual distribution points, and then off to the NHS. Tomorrow night, folks, just to give you an update on what's going on with us tomorrow night. Let's just bring that in there. Oh, look at this. US dollars, $50. Mark Duffy, hope you can travel back to the USA. Mark, there's absolutely no doubt about it. Thank you so much. 90 quid coming from Kathy Collis. And another tenner as well. Honestly, guys, we were asked to turn on Super Chat. It's not something that we wanted to do, but it is something that that you guys have requested. And honestly, please don't feel pressurised or don't feel in any way obliged to do that. Your subscriptions, your monthly subscriptions are far and enough to keep us going. And of course, we will have a substantial travel budget once we're able to travel, and by the sounds of it, one of our friends is already out in Schiphol, so we need to look into that to see whether we can indeed get ourselves out to Europe as soon as possible. Shanjin A330 inbound 20 minutes. Paul Hodgson TCC £20. All appreciate all the great shows in the last 50 plus days. Big Jet TV, thank you very much indeed. Don't forget, folks, this time tomorrow, around about this time tomorrow, we're going to be filming the arrival of British Airways. Is it their 6th A350 into the fleet? Welcoming her here. I think she more likely. Oh, this could be. Blimey, what's that? Don't expect such a... I mean, it's very rare that we see it intersect all the way down there, but these aircraft are just lightweight. They've got nothing on board, very little fuel. I'd imagine if we're waiting around for that triple like AGP and also the Tianjin 330 inbound, I think there's a good chance that we might see that 350 turn around. So tomorrow, folks, we will be back out here again to bring you the arrival fresh from Toulouse of British Airways A350, which is great to see because it basically goes to show the commitment. That British Airways have in terms of continuing their operations, in terms of as much keeping everything as fresh as possible. I'd imagine that aircraft will be put straight into operations for PPE, as well as the other operations. Now, let's just see if I can quickly find this one. Thank you, by the way, to Neil Schwart for Paul MK, a $5. Thank you, Paul, for a nice shiny air horn. There we go. Liam Gellett, £5. Hello from me and my fiance, fellow first class member Alicia. Thank you, folks. Really appreciate it. Stevie Luskin, 50 quid. Honestly, guys, honestly, come on, stop. Please pull back on the throttles. Really have to thank you so much. Les Tank, a brilliant show tonight. Thank you very much indeed. Stuart Taylor, short intersect out there, double quick indeed it was. Keith Cornell, Mike Evans, Chris Payne, Plain Mad Web, Chris Payne. Now let me just see if I can't find this one, which was let me just see. Right. What was the name of the? Let me. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. It was. This is really interesting, folks. Well worth waiting for. We have a British Airways 777 first officer, type rated, DFC, a Distinguished Flying Cross, as well as AFC. And B in engineering. Let me just see if I've got. Hold on a second. Okay, just stand by. Why isn't that bringing in it? Sorry, folks, just bear with me. Oh, here he is. Here we go. So this is he's obviously this is from LinkedIn. 11,050 surgical gowns in the cabin, 23 tons of PPE in the hold, 11 hours to Shanghai, 12 hours back to Heathrow, 29 hours of duty for 7 BA pilots and 4 cabin crew, all to support the NHS. This currently happens twice a day. Now that may be those triples that we saw going out just at the early part of the show. And he does say he does say, how about journalists report on this instead of asking some really rather dull and irrelevant questions? Well, I have to be honest with you, Duncan. Alex, I'm right with you. And he says it was a long day, but a bit of work I was proud to do. And this guy has got a great history, it has to be said. Am I looking really? Yes, so thank you, Alex, and we're hoping to continue to cover the whole PPE shipments, especially by British Airways, along with all of the other charter companies, airlines, and so on and so forth that are working tirelessly to bring this stuff into the UK, and it's going to go on forever. The way I see it is that the UK will never, I don't like to say make the same mistake again, but they were not geared up. I don't think anyone was geared up for this. Let's be honest. Nobody was geared up for the whole PPE thing. Some bad decisions were made, it has to be said, by the government and by politicians, and even by the health minister, along with all the advisors. Some people making some crazy decisions, like, for instance, the whole thing with advising the elderly people's homes that they had nothing to worry about when they were releasing elderly people with the coronavirus out to these nursing homes, telling them there's nothing to worry about, which was crazy, and of course that caused a significant problem, and one which is still going on at the moment. But hopefully we can put this all right, and some interesting stuff that I can't talk about at the moment, folks, but we're looking to do something even more, reports on the whole PPE issue, something that I'm very keen to keep bringing home. I know I from the beginning, if you watched on the Big Jets from Home series during the lockdown, I appreciate we are still kind of in that arena, but if you remember, I was mentioning how important I think it is that people wear masks when they are around people, and also gloves as well, and any form of protection, and I said right at the beginning that they need to make it so with all places where there are gatherings of people, especially on board aircraft and inside airports. And finally they're starting to do it. Cathay Pacific have rolled it out, gloves and masks on their aircraft, or you're not coming on. Manchester Airport announcing today that anyone who comes into their airport has to wear gloves and Okay. Of course, the last thing we need are world leaders saying, "Oh, it's quite all right. You can put, stuff on your body and all that, and not worry about it." It's like, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need false bad information coming to us. We need good stuff coming to us, proper information that's reliable and comes from a respected source. But anyway, we're not going to rant anymore. We're just saying that. Sorry, I thought it was a 747 moving for a second, being pushed. But lots of sort of like news stories and little snippets of information coming out from people both on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook as well. Our own members giving us information. So it's good to see all of that, and thank you. And please keep it coming. I know a lot of people in the fan zone, in the Big Jet TV fan zone, are getting involved in all of that as well. So we welcome any information that you can give us about certain arrivals, exclusive stuff, but we're working also behind the scenes. I drove up to one of the RAF stations today and had a meeting with them there, and we've been basically welcomed and respected because we approached them, did it the right way. So we're hoping to bring you some filming action from there in the near future. And of course, continuing on what we're doing here as well at London Heathrow, and letting everybody know about what's going on at London Heathrow. So yeah, well, back to the action. And yeah, don't forget, folks, tomorrow evening, British Airways 6th A350 coming into town. We're going to be here to cover that live, and of course on Thursday as well, early in the morning. Set your alarms for around about 7 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. We are looking to cover finally the 787. Oh, yeah, that's if it's not postponed, folks. We are hearing mixed reports here at the moment, but we are looking to cover the arrival, another arrival of a brand new aircraft. This one from the United States of America, fresh from the Boeing plant, the BA 787-10 aircraft, which again probably will be put straight into work as a PPE carrier. But I think we've got a couple more to do, but we'll carry on, and I'll read out some of your comments. But thank you, Alex Duncan, by the way, British Airways First Officer, 777 First Officer. Very interesting picture that he sent with PPE boxes on the seats, all strapped down by nets, and of course all of the other cabin crew as well, who fly out there, look after the pilots. So they have basically a very short turnaround in wherever they're flying out to. This one particular out to Shanghai, very short turnaround, a little bit of a respite, and then the other crew jumps in the seats and brings it back. But hard work. Even if you are resting up on the way back, it's not the easiest thing in the world to rest up on a plane. It has to be said, even if you are in first class or whatever. Anyway, we will get back on with the action, and I'll read out some comments. Right, let's just have a little look here. Mark Mashi, appreciate all you guys do. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate that. $10 in the pot there. Thank you so much. $5 from Radioactive. It seems that the more Jerry whines about all the super chats, the more people are giving. It is funny, isn't it? 1989 coming from Brian Davey. Really appreciate both your efforts. What time is the BA 350 due tomorrow, please? Brian Davey, we're hoping around about, is it 8 p.m, Jilly? 7 p.m, folks, tomorrow. Nigel Warren, $20, £20. What's that? Oh, yeah. What? Which airline, sorry? Air France Triple, okay. Just missed him. I might get a little shot of him. Air France Triple, folks. That's something I've never heard before at Heathrow. Skylarks. It's just eerie, isn't it? It's eerie, folks. Just waiting to see. Hopefully that. Still in the process of offloading the Capital A330, and of course far more long-winded doing it that way than it is when they're on pallets, of course. Darren Smith giving a shout out to all armchair Av geeks. Daniel Hill, Nigel Warren, Lee Davis, Gray Phillips, Shanjin, A330, 8 minutes out. Thank you for that, Gray Phillips. Matthew Watts, Scott Tarpley's in the house, Jeffrey Davitt. Great to have you back on the fan roof. It's great to be here. Good to see you back airside, Jerry. Will the quiz airside? next time. The quiz still be happening every Friday. The plan, Gary, is to now do it once a month. So last Friday of the month is the way we are looking at the moment. Ghost Customs giving a shout out. SC430. It's been a long time since the Dreamliner was due into London Heathrow. Yes, it is actually a very good point, that SC430. We've been waiting long before the lockdown, or even the coronavirus was announced. Barry Breen, welcome to First Class. Welcome, my friend Nick McNair. He misses Gardens Cam, gives a couple of shots of Charchie there. I'll tell you what though, Charchie did come in when I got back from the RAF station earlier on. He came in, he looked like he'd been down the coal mines. His paws were like black and I don't know. Anyway, Chestnuts 8, good day to you. Martin Moss, Julie Chaston, Scotty Tarpley. Let's just quickly nip across to Facebook. Good to see all you guys here on all the channels. Let's just switch over now quickly. Interesting about the let's turn that off. Yeah, listen to the skyline. Introduction to that very famous okay, sounding more like that 78710 is going to be Sunday, folks. Whatever happens, it just keeps getting delayed. Matt Truland, Scott Good, good afternoon to you. Michaela Marshall. Where's that Qantas guy? Emma Fun, good afternoon. Matt Truland, yes, of course it is, but right now I'm getting a sort of like a mixed smell of. It's quite common here at the Renaissance, because when they fire up the ovens at the Renaissance, you can normally smell the cooking. Of course, nothing coming out at the moment. Nancy Dunn Saucier, good afternoon to you. Kim Brayley. Very true. Kim Brayley saying, I don't wear a face covering to stop spores travelling. I wear it so I don't sneeze or cough on others. Indeed. It's just something we're very wary of now. I'm very wary of, that's for sure. Did you say you've got a 777 coming, GP? Michael G. Kelly, Claire is in the house. Freedor Bossman. Good day to you. Rich Torb is here. Good to have you with us, Rich. Trish Peters as well. I hope you're well, Trish, and Rich Torb. Shanxing, sorry. I've got radio. Okay. We got it. Comments coming in thick and fast on YouTube. Caroline Blair, good evening to you. Davina too, good afternoon to you. Donald Palmer. Sam Beck, updated on the website regarding the next shows. It's normally what we do, folks, as we have done before. We put something on the ticker. We can look out on the website, most definitely on the ticker, and we will put that up now. That it will be. We are expecting to be live, but obviously schedules do change, of course. But bear that in mind. Good afternoon, Bobby Fitzsimmons, Hilary Todd, Simon Hill. Good evening. Had to go off for dinner, but back now. Kevin Carter, Andy Budd. Your wife still wants to know if you need an assistant to get your coffee in double chocolate browns. I'm okay, thanks at the moment, Andy Budd, but thank you very much indeed for the offer, and to your missus as well. Maybe when the times are better, but obviously depend upon where you are, of course. Fly W4HVY. Hi Jerry, new member here, joined a few days ago. Oh, sorry, Fly Wavy. And can I get a shout out, please, brother? Hi Jerry, new member, here we are. Fly Fly Wavy. Thank you very much indeed for joining Fly Wavy, and welcome along with all the other new members who've joined over the last few days. Beverly Youngs, good afternoon to you. Mark Sanderson, John Smart, great to have you back. Loving the Heathrow shows live again. Richard Bartrop, throwing 20 quid in the pot. Thank you so much, Richard. Stephen Hall, John Davis, Gary, Garfy, sorry. Nice to see you back. Missed you. Love the shows, Gareth and Lisa in hearts. Scott Topley, I'm wearing a mask. When I leave the house, I look right twerk, but better for safety of myself. You know, when I went to the US, I flew all the way over there with my face mask on. I think I was more or less the only person on the plane who did. You know, initially when you put one on, you do feel a bit of a burk, but I'll be honest with you, there's so many people wearing them now that it's kind of becoming, you know, the norm. And of course, once you do wear it out, if you forget to wear it out, you kind of feel naked. I mean, the amount of times I've got back in the van, put the face mask on because forgot to put it on. When I go anywhere, you know, on the way to the RAF station today, I was when I got out of the van to go and fill up with petrol, with fuel, you know, I had to put my mask on because I just feel wrong without it. And of course, you know, it just makes sense to wear one, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, here we go. Tianjin, that is. Unmistakable sight of the A330, folks. And the unmistakable flick just under the cockpit canopy. Yeah. Oh, here comes my 777. Here comes my 777. Got two of them coming out there. Oh, ha ha ha! Look at this. Say. Sorry, folks. Time for a new head, I think. Could get a start up on. Fuselage looking great. Mark Sanderson, Emmy Roulard, Simon Hill. the Star Alliance. Caught this one coming in the other day, I think we did, didn't we? Stuart Aslip, good afternoon. Fly wavy, loving it. John Dring, lovely shot, Sandra. 617, hi Mike. That's very good question. Given the choice, I think I'd rather have MotoGP back than Formula One, just because it's kind of a foregone conclusion with the Formula One, even at this stage of the game. Fly wavy, be noisy 330. Yeah, those Trent 7s, extremely noisy. We've got a trio taxiing up now. Of course, the Xiangxing. Here she comes now. Flaps and slats. It's a 5-door special with a replacement engine nacelle, as you can see the leading edge engine cowl there. It's a 5-door, meaning it's a 777, of course. The full length of it, of course, unmistakable. All part of the same group, these guys. Hainan, Shanxing, Capital, Hong Kong. Another airline looking at bankruptcy. Okay, Star Alliance, China, pulling on. Here we go. first officer. See the headset on him. Gear up. Should make a right turn over to North for that. Interestingly, oh. Wing wave. Big puff of brake dust from the mains. Yeah. Off on another PPE expedition and another one following him. For the brake dust. Not that one. Where it was a little bit, just a little bit. I think with the, I think it's a little touch of the brake pedal, the skipper. Wow, look at that bomber command going out. Wow. Was that a wing wave, folks? Certainly looked like it from my angle. Wow. Yeah. One going left, one going right. Oh, look at this. Is that China Eastern? Is that China Eastern on the push? It's a triple as well, isn't it? Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, I've got my friend Seb out in, Aer Lingus on its way out. Seb Tovey, if you remember Seb from out there in New York, saying that apparently Americans changed their flight numbers for the American cargo JFK to London Heathrow trips. 9707 and 9709 are the new flights. 2 777-200 ERs being rotated on the service, and and Miami to London Heathrow trip have the Boeing 777Ws, and the DFW trip has a 787. There's also an Ord cargo trip flying with 9700 series flight number with 787s. Wow. So lots of interesting stuff coming from Seb. Thank you, sir. He's saying, is a good little report, folks. Fresh from the horse's mouth out there in New York. Traffic is starting to pick up again at JFK, and there have been some interesting cargo ops going on. Saturday, strangely enough, seems to be the day with most traffic. There's a FedEx DC-10 trip that has my eye on Saturdays. And of course, we have seen numerous FedEx, along with all the other freighters, going overhead during the days during lockdown here on Big Jet TV, which we were delighted to have everybody along with us. I know it has kept a lot of people, including myself, from going insane, it has to be said. And great to get that feedback from people as well. Good to see Aer Lingus continuing operations as best they can, of course. So interesting to see, hearing reports from European and international destinations. Things starting to improve slowly but surely, and we will hopefully be here to document it as much as we can. One of Aer Lingus' brand new A321NX, the LEAP engine. Can you just do time check on that last triple, BA triple that just went out, and also the reg? No, yeah, the one before this Aer Lingus, yeah. Just so that we can see if we can get hold of them and see if that was a wing wave, because I don't know if you saw it. But it was just yeah. It looked very much like a wing wave, it has to be said. Possibly. Davina 2. I've never seen this livery or airline before. Maybe Davina was speaking about Shenzhen. I'm not sure. I see a Schwayu Air Canada tail. Now, whether that was just obscured by another tail recently, but facing in that direction. Also, All Nippon. Of course, don't forget we've got the Eastern, China Eastern. I can hear us starting up. It's going to Joburg. Neil Schwartz saying that BA 777, the last one, headed to Joburg. Oh, was it Singapore? Was it? Okay. Thank you, Beverly Youngs, giving us the reg on that as well. Jeff Rogers, British United BAC. I mean, this isn't something you read every day, is it? BAC 111, Manston to Perpignan. Oh, okay. I was going to say, bloody hell. Someone's really brought one out of storage there, hasn't he? Yes, Steve Russell. Just let that second engine fire. G9115B. Of course, the 9X engine is going to be 136,000 pounds of thrust, folks. 9X on the 777X, 136,000 pounds of thrust each engine. 272,000 pounds of thrust, man. I think that's more than 3, 4, 5, 6 times the power of the Titanic or something insane like that. Cathay Pacific van going past us. Steve Russell, we were talking about this earlier on as well. Heard today that Hawaiian Airlines wanting to set up a direct flight to Europe could be a good air bridge indeed. We're hearing that they want to set up a flight, a service to London. Now, whether that's going to be fought out between Heathrow and Gatwick, we don't know. Seems like the kind of thing that might go into Gatwick, to be perfectly honest with you. And if the Gatwick team have got their marketing head on, they will maybe be able to steal that away from Heathrow, but who knows? It's the Battle of the Airports continues. Southend Spotter, £1.99. Thank you, Southend Spotter, for £1.99. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Oh, look, Liz Tank, British Eagle Britannia. Well, how about that, Liz? My dad actually flew for British Eagle, and he flew the Britannia as well. You may have even been flown by my dad. You just don't know, do you? You just don't know these things. Southend Spotter. Of course, Southend Spotter, no doubt, regular viewer of the Southend Vulcan bomber. Big set of GE90s on alert. Tri undercarriage, slightly larger wheel set than the 350. Put the two together, and what we noticed the other day was actually the rake, the axle width of the 350 versus the 777, the Boeing versus the Airbus tri undercarriage set. Much wider rake on the 350 than on the 777. Bus. Ding ding. She's heavy, man. Sitting heavy on those mains. It's an interesting. That's an interesting departure. Just in terms of the fact that it was on rotate, it was quite low for quite some time, and then started the climb. You see this. Here comes that beautiful 777 bank. Oh, so make it a tight one. So I believe, do we have double DHL 300s inbound? Right, okay, here we go. Let's have a little look and see if we've got any, so no lights flashing on that one just yet. Maybe heads. Yes. I can see him. He's quite some way out at the moment, isn't he? Somewhere like over Reading or something like that. Okay, David Glover, good afternoon to you. New member there. David Lowe, welcome to First Class. I think David Lowe has come back. Welcome to you. John Grinham, thank you for coming out. Well, folks, I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I know I wasn't out yesterday, but I kind of felt naked without you. I'll be honest. I was like, I feel like I should be out there, but you know, we need to have a break. We need to have a break every now and then. But here's your double DHL. Come on, mate. Come on. Let's be having you, son. Stick yourself on the back of the stack there. Look at that. Oh. It's the lights that do it, folks. It's can't really blame the camera. It is actually just the contrast settings and the lights that you little oh yeah, nice. Alitalia is pushing back apparently, folks. And the Thai 350 is going out as well. Now you watch, folks. Now I might be wrong in saying this, but when and we missed it earlier on, unfortunately. But when the Cathay Pacific 350 went out, she went out literally. She rotated right in front of us. Now it's probably a weight thing, I'd imagine, but she's going all the way to Hong Kong, so she'd have quite a lot of fuel on board, I'd imagine. So that certainly just goes to show the aerodynamic qualities of the 350 when she's empty, because these 777s, can't imagine that they're certainly not full of people, or maybe full of fuel, but certainly not full of people or freight. Look at this old girl, man. Look at the ground spoilers on this thing when it rode like old spades. good side-on shot of that MD-11, by the way. Share it to your friends, folks. You want to see a sexy looking jetliner? Make sure you share this to your friends. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Always appreciate that. Thank you to everybody for your super chat tonight as well. And of course the stars on Facebook as well. Thank you so much. And clearly, much clearer look at the stabilizers there, the horizontal stabilizer trim. That big black section that you see there is behind that is where it's literally a screw system. As you can see on that triple, you can't really see it actually on that one because the elevators are in the downward position, so it's kind of obscuring it. But you can see the 350, the elevator trim, the fixed stabilizers, the fixed segment is see it, not inbound here, but on its way over the top of us. Of course, Singapore. Oh, here she comes now, Italia. Hey! Bobbity bibbity bobbity boom! Oh, look at this. Caught this coming in earlier on, folks. If you, any Italian fans amongst us. This is a treat to see, I have to say. We were lucky to see this. Where did we see this? We saw it in Boston, of course, with Sam Castriotta. Daily schedule there. It's a good shot of the 300. How far out along the wing the flaps go. Of course, the modern jetliners now flaps mainly on as far out as high-speed approaching. UPS, yeah. Oh. Bloody hell. Come on, mate. Oh, you love it, don't you? You love it. You love it. There she is. United Postal Services. Okay. Just a little observation there. Is that? No, I thought that might be the belly light on the. So it looks, by the sounds of it, folks, that Air Mauritius 350 going out tomorrow and not tonight. So we're going to get this one and the beautiful Thai Airways A350. Love the pearlescent colour scheme on the Alitalia. Hey, how you doing? don't think they're GEs. I think they're either Rolls-Royce or either Trents. I think they're Trents. It's holding. This guy's light, look how fast he's going already. That boy was not hanging about. He's got a Ferrari back at home. Wow! Puff of dust from the mains. Yeah! I think they might be GE90s actually, by the sounds of it. They just looked sort of like. This is powered by. They are not as well. It's just that sound. It's unmistakable, that howling sound of the GE90 compared to the sort of growl that you get. Wow, look how high he's gone, man. That guy was lightweight. Probably make a left, I'd imagine. 200 variant as well. There's a level out, so possibly a little bit of a reduction in power there. By this time he's probably already set the autopilot. It is a pilot's discretion thing, really, in terms of when the autopilot is set. So one more. Ding ding. Time to bar, please, ladies and gentlemen. Long past tiddly time. But there we go. Kek-A saying that's the earliest he's seen a 777 go up. Well, I tell you what, we've seen a 747 go up from that point when she's headed down to Cardiff for maintenance, or dare I say it, to the scrapyard. Yes, that Air Canada 330. Any Canadians amongst us, folks? Adrian, MG53, Great Sky over London. Colin Clark, Julie Chaston, Adrian, MG53, Martin Smith, Schwan Sidal, Alitalia. A great looking livery, I have to say. The new livery, we would say, with Alitalia. And there she is on her bank right now. Look at that. Yeah, I do like the pearlescent finish. Looks good. Surprised they haven't towed that that off to a remote stand, to be honest with you. That Mauritius, but there we go. Jessica, Chris Henning, Noel Fitzgerald. Thank you so much. The show tonight is awesome. Well, guys, you know, I mean, it's obviously as we know, it's a lot less than like 90% less than what we're used to seeing here at Heathrow in normal times. But hey, let's all together join in the what hopefully will be the return to. Let's just see if we can spot any boxes being pulled out there. Yeah, there we go. See the boxes coming out. Yeah, they're the PPE boxes coming out now, folks. There we go. So that's a clear shot. Oh, sorry about that. What's that? Yeah. Trust me, if there was an issue with the camera, I would spot it. And look at the boxes of PPE in the back of that truck. Wow. That's good to see, man. That's great to see. So you know, all of this personal protective equipment being shipped off to Norfolk's jet. Thank you, North. I appreciate it. Wow, so many comments. Mark Appleby. Drone Hunter. Chris Godwin. British Airways spotters. Good afternoon. Good evening to you, British Airways spotters. Got to be a local there, I'd imagine. Nanebot. Good afternoon to you, Victor Tilson. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate it. No overflies. Just waiting for this. Is she taxiing now, Jilly? Thai Airways 350. Mark Sanderson. My first live show since the lockdown. I can smell the A1 from here. Oh, that's great to see you here, Mark. Cianoffice Blue. Good afternoon to you. Haven't seen you for a long time. Yeah, Darren Smith, honestly saying that all one I wouldn't like to say bonus about this, but the one thing about this is that you know, I mean, on the show the other day we did see a significant amount of minibus, but today very little indeed. In fact, well, yeah, we've seen Aer Lingus, seen Iberia, a couple of others. Sam Beck saying I kind of prefer one runway. Yeah, well, we almost definitely do, purely from the basis that we won't see anything like, for instance, tomorrow we're going to be here to welcome British Airways' 6th A350 to the fleet. Quite what she's going to be, whether she's going to be put over into the probably go for a checkup from the neck up in the hangars over there, I'd imagine, but maybe put into service in terms of PPE shipments. One wouldn't know. I don't know. Martin Smith, good question. How long would it take airlines to get all their aircraft? I think aircraft and crew. I think crew isn't the issue, Martin. I think you find that the aircraft is the major issue in terms of, because obviously you need to crew those aircraft to get them back. So it's kind of like one works with the other, so to speak. But yeah, indeed, as time progresses and airports, more so countries, release or relax their restrictions in terms of flying inbound flights, you know, so the aircraft will be plucked from their respective airports like Bournemouth and France and the like, where they're currently being stored, brought back to here. They'll need to obviously go through a stringent check of engines, electrics, you know, the entire flight systems and everything that, you know, wheels, brakes, tyres, everything that you need to do if you've got an aircraft that's been out of action for some time. Dreamliner just being pushed back in the hangars over there. Gary Hughes, thank you, my friend. Gary Webb, Mark Taylor. Are the Maxes now obsolete? No, Mark. Is the simple answer to that. Most definitely not. I can assure you. Although it may ultimately mean even more delay for them, I think, to be honest with you, because of the success of the flying program with the 777X. Could potentially mean that thing's going to be flying before the Max is back in the skies. Flyweight. What's flyweight? What's another thing? Okay, Jazzy John. Where you are in Holland, much opened up. Who's that? Who's that he's talking to? Is that to me? Yes, good point. That Beverly Young saying, has everybody got their settings on 1080p? Because obviously, you know, sometimes you might not have them on 1080p. May have them on 720. Because your phone has auto settings sometimes at a lower resolution, so you know, you might not be seeing the full picture, so to speak. God bless you. Looks clear to me. Al Nippon as well. Al Nippon's just pushing back. Is it? Is it? Or is that Thai Airways that's getting in the way? Sorry, it's Thai Airways getting in the way. Look, I can just see her. Look at that. Look. There she is there, man. Yeah. That's a shot we never get to see, isn't it? Yeah. I think that's because normally there's a United triple or something parked up there. Yeah, folks, just as a reminder, please make sure that you have your notifications on if you're on YouTube, whatever system of notifications you can utilise. Please make sure you have them on, because during these times we may suddenly go out and film either here at Heathrow or somewhere else. So just sometimes it's difficult for us to let you know in advance, because it is last minute. So please make sure you have your notifications on, because we wouldn't want you to miss anything if you're a new subscriber as well, of course. And a big welcome to all of our new members, both today and over the last few days as well. Smoking set of Trent 7s. Trent 700s to be precise. She comes now. Look at this beautiful ship. Yeah, when you look at the side of the aircraft from that profile, you can quite clearly see the straight edge to the cabin compared to something like, for instance, the 787 or even the 777. You can see it's definitely got a square profile to it, which is why they called it the XWB. You can see it right there because it's an extra wide body. The cabin is obviously extra wide. We've got something coming into the back of the stack there. Look at that beautiful aircraft. Something joining the back of the stack. Qatar triple, is it? Wow. Just turning over North London now, folks. I think that's about 10 miles out, that aircraft. And there's the other one coming in behind it. One's a triple, one's a 330, is it? Okay, that looks like Ty's going to hang around for a bit. So good friends over there on the other side. Of course, Hilton Garden Inn. Hopefully see you again soon, Rich. And we'll be back in business over there with you. So, double bubble. Here we go, folks. Qatar. New member, welcome to first class. I'm sorry, but I don't see your name there. If you could say, you've got an icon of a cyclist. Get your name, that would be fantastic to see you there, my friend. Scotty Top, please. Stevie Luscombe, Beverly Youngs, Vinnie Jones is in the house. Mark Mashi, great shot of that departure. Thank you. Yeah, we should get get one just as good any second now. Let me just quickly get this because I love, you know me and my. Oh, he's just gone down, hasn't he? Wow. Looks like they've recently cut the grass here, but it's happening, Dad. Paul Walker, A330 Air China inbound, yes indeed. Got that, thank you my friend. Jones, Gary Webb, sorry. Nakum Hovitz. I never noticed that before. What was that, my friend? Leon Neeb. What time tomorrow, Jerry? Around about 7 o'clock. So we'll probably be here from about 6 o'clock onwards, I'd imagine. Yes, indeed. Well, I'll tell you what, Mauritius anti-collisions are active, GP. Looks like she's ready to go out. That Air Mauritius 350, or Fitty as they call them, some of the drivers with British Airways. The Fitty. Alpha Sue, good day. Erica Ward, good frosty morning from New Zealand. So happy to have live planes back, thank you. Erica, great to see you, thank you. And a frosty morning out there in New Zealand, how about that? Martin Smith, how about a new t-shirt saying Big Jet TV beat the virus together or something? So yeah, why not? Why not indeed? Never say no to that. Or we beat it, at least we beat it together, didn't we? Brakes. Indeed. That's Mike, isn't it? Bulldog. Oh! Indeed there is. Indeed there is. Was it Steve, did you say? Did you say it was Steve? Steve Russell. Yes, my friend. That's the plan, Steve. Made a journey today, spent some time on the road, doing the right thing, going about things the right way, to get out there and hopefully bring you some live coverage from one of the RAF bases here in the UK. That Qatar will taxi up towards us, I imagine. Is he on radar yet, Air Mauritius? His anti-collisions are on, mate, so he's taxiing out. Unless he's being pushed to gate, unless he's being pushed to tow to remote. Is it? Oh, that's good. We've got to come out for that, haven't we? We've got to come out for that. China Southern A380 inbound tomorrow at 3 o'clock tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock tomorrow, I said. Just to make sure that I say tomorrow a few more times. Yeah, China Southern A380 I've seen it here before at Heathrow. There we go. Now this one might go up quick. Watch this. Probably go completely wrong now. Beautiful aeroplane, man. Yeah. What a beautiful departure, man. Smoky XWBs, look. See them smoking? Got like an old set of Trent 7s. Or CF6s. Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Now, is she going to make a left ski? Indeed she is. Look at that wing. Sky. Beautiful sky. Before I go, folks, I just want to, as I do all the time, you know, a big shout out to the folks here. I know I've done it before, but the Renaissance Hotel, they've got some guests staying there. I can see some lights on behind me, but obviously, you know, mainly for repats, for people who are stuck here in the UK, perhaps, for flight crews and the like. Having to stay here under very, very strict guidelines in terms of the way they eat, in terms of ordering food and so on and so forth, where they can eat, where they can relax. There's a few people out here who are just sort of like, you know, wandering around the parking lot to get their exercise. So, you know, we must feel for them, of course, being stuck away from home. And of course, let's not forget the I've got a third person on the flight deck there as well. Look. Probably, I'd imagine, one of the multi crews that they're currently using with these aircraft. But yeah, indeed, folks, the guys and girls up there in the tower, let's give them a big shout out, because even though they're on a reduced staff, they still have to continue on 24/7. It will be a watch, an all-night watch here at London Heathrow, regardless of the situation, because sometimes, you know, they may be called on last minute. Guy's busy. Don't want to be seen, does he? Right behind the post. Right. Let's call it. I have to deal with that little bit of fluff. Before we come out next time. Thanks, folks. Really appreciate your company. Welcome to all of our new members as well, of course, and for everybody for joining in. Glad we can bring you something, and we will continue to do so tomorrow evening. Well, actually, now it's looking like it might be tomorrow around about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be out here to watch I mean, this is a rarity nowadays, folks. It has to be said. Air China A380, one of literally a handful. Sorry, China Southern A380, one of a handful of A380s that are flying at the moment. I don't think there's any with Emirates or Etihad or Qatar at the moment. Those are other operators using their 777s and A350s. But China Southern, this is a beautiful looking aircraft, folks. We hope we're right, but we will be here tomorrow afternoon to welcome that rare bird into London Heathrow. And yes, we will be literally driving up here, filming it, downing sticks, heading back to the office, and then coming back to welcome British Airways' 6th A350 into London Heathrow to join the British Airways fleet. So look after yourselves, folks. Thank you so much for joining in. All the folks who've just joined in New Zealand and Australia, sorry guys, early doors out there, of course. Yeah, and of course in the US as well. Enjoy your day. And in the UK and Europe, enjoy the rest of your evening, sleep well, and we will see you tomorrow live on Big Jet TV. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, guys. See you in a bit. Has gone off on the Air Mauritius, so whoever that was is right.